Hi, Miss Jen.
Hi.
Good morning. Drew Hager with American Income. I spoke with you yesterday about your insurance benefits with your brother Mark through the Mine Workers Association.
Yes.
All right. By the way, is John here?
Yeah, let me go. Hey, John, can you come out here, please?
All right. Hey, John. Um, both these benefits apply to both of you. So we're all going to sit at the table here, John, if you don't mind sitting there. I do have to go over the benefits with both of you. Did you get a chance to talk with your brother Mark about what he's done for you and your family while I'm here today?
No, not really.
Okay, well, I'm going to back up a little bit, um, and I'll fill you in. So I'm sure, as you know, your brother Mark is a member of the Mine Workers of America. I don't know if you're familiar with unions like the Freemen's, electricians, Teamsters, firefighters, but I am sure that you've heard that some of the benefits are the best out there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so AIL is the unionized company that provides the benefits for these unions and associations. So Mark's a member in good standing with the Mine Workers of America, and he was allowed to extend some of his American income benefits with his family and those closest to him. Do you know the difference between your permanent benefits and your temporary benefits?
Oh, no.
So we all have great benefits through work, but when we leave, quit, or retire from our jobs, we lose all or the bulk of our benefits within 31 days. Um, Now, your brother Mark's done an amazing thing for you. If you qualify today, you're going to have permanent benefits that'll follow you. No one can ever take them away from you. So you want to make sure that you thank him, right?
Okay.
All right. So what do you do for work?
I'm a receptionist.
And you, sir? Sparky, huh? And how long have you been a receptionist?
About 15 years.
Okay. And you, sir? 22 years. That's a good amount of time. All right. Um, Here's a copy of the letter that they sent to your brother Mark. And so basically, as it explains in the letter, my job is to bring your benefit package and explain your options. When I'm finished here, they're going to have you fill out this report card. And that's going to go directly back to his union. That way, I was here and I've done my job. Is that fair?
Yeah.
So as the letter explains, I'm here for 3 reasons: to inform you about the food banks, to explain the benefits package that Mark qualified you for, and to see if you qualify for any permanent benefits they have set up for members in their family. Now, let me ask, have either of you been laid off?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, so you can understand what a hard time that would be.
yes. Yeah.
The reason I ask is American Income collects food for members in times of need. The way they keep the food banks working is when we're here at a member's home, they have us ask if you'd like to donate a can of food or food or some dry goods. And if that's something you'd like to do, please remind me before I leave, okay?
Okay.
And this is your AD&D certificate. Um, this covers you when you die in any type of accident, okay?
Okay.
American Income is the company that provides this benefit for you. It's non-participating, non-contributory, means that you don't have to pay for it or even qualify for it because you and your brother Mark have all already qualified for it. It has already been taken care of. Pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, um, would you like John to be your beneficiary?
Yes.
Okay. Now, this address that I have, the 13th Paseo.
Yeah.
And so, and you, sir, I would assume the same, right? Um, all right. So what I'm going to do is have each of you sign right here that you're designating each other as your beneficiaries. And then I'm going to take a copy and put it in your folder. That way you know where it's at in case something happens. But just make sure you mail it in if you want to receive a copy of your policy, okay?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, this is your health discount card. This is not insurance. It's a no-cost card that'll give you discounts on things like vision, prescription, hearing, and even chiropractic services. Down here's a service number. There's also a website that'll give you the local providers in your area, such as Walgreens, CVS, and Target. I know here in Las Vegas, Del Norte works. Walgreens takes it. About the only one here in Las Vegas is Walmart. They won't accept that, okay? So all you need to do is just fill out this middle part, mail it in, and they will send you a card and you will start receiving discounts. Pretty nice, right?
Yeah.
All right. So these are your child safety kits. Have you ever heard of the Amber Alerts?
Yeah.
So the police in our communities are actively searching for over 2,300 children each and every day. It's a vital tool. So God forbid anything were to happen to you or your children. Um, some of the things here you're going to want to write down in pencil, like their height and their weight. Everything else you can put in pen. It's a you're going to want to update their photos though. So do that as regularly as you can. So school pictures, family photos from holidays. Just make sure you keep them updated.
Okay.
Okay. Make sure you fingerprint them, and then keep it in a safe place. That way you can give it to the authorities if something were to happen, heaven forbid. Okay.
Okay.
Now the middle distinction is the middle section also is important. It has distinguishing characteristics like birthmarks, scars, braces, and the like. And then on the back, there's a little bit more information for parents.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have a will set up?
No, we haven't done that yet.
Okay. So this is your family information guide. It's not a will, but it's important for you to fill out so that when something happens to your family, you know exactly what to do. So after you fill it out, you're going to want to put it in a safe place here at home. There's one for each of you. The top section is where you put all of your vital information, name, birth date, social security number, etc. Have either of you been in the military?
No.
Okay. So if you were, you put that information here. Now, vital information, like your vital statistics and things of that nature go here. Persons to be notified. That's the most important part. Have you, in this country, millions and millions of dollars of insurance claims go unclaimed each year because either the family does not know about it or they don't know who to file with to make the claim. So the insurance company can't find the beneficiary. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what they're going to do is have you write down 5 people each, so they're in your local area. They can be there to help you and your family out immediately when something happens. They're going to have you write down 5 people in your local area that can help in the event of an emergency and death. Okay. Your state information goes here. Do you have life insurance outside of work?
Not outside of work. No.
Okay. Now let's back up to who are the 5 people?
My father, Art Hartman.
Okay. And mom?
Kathy.
Okay.
My sister Kara.
Go
on.
Who's next?
Mother-in-law Ellen Drew.
Okay.
And Tina Wolf.
Okay. And she's a friend?
She's more like family.
Okay.
She's my second mother.
She'll step up, huh?
Oh, big time.
All right. So, again, like I said, your state information goes here. Do you have life insurance outside of work?
Not outside of work.
Okay. So if you do, or you get additional policies that are through work, make sure you write them in pencil because they're temporary, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is about your financial institutions here. You're going to want to make sure that you list those institutions. That way, whoever steps up is going to know which accounts to close because somebody's going to have to do that, okay? Now, when you die, you know, somebody's going to have to take care of that. So your funeral and your final expenses, this is very important. Have you ever had to plan a funeral?
Thankfully, no.
Okay, good. Do you know if you want cremation or burial?
We haven't talked much about it. I want to be cremated. I don't know.
Okay. Either way, it's very, very expensive. So before I go, the program takes care of your final expenses, but you do have to qualify. Do you see how important that this guide can be for the people that are going to help you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And because your marks are in good standing with the mine workers, they're allowing you to extend the same benefits at no cost to the people in your life that are going to help out in a time of need. So they're going to be receiving the same $2,000 AD&D certificate, the health services discount card, the family information guide, and the child safety kits. But they do have to qualify. They have to be over 21, live in the local area, and be employed. Most members extend this to their brothers, sisters, parents, and close friends. From what we just discussed, you've got mom and dad.
Yeah.
And it was Art and Jeanette, right?
Art and Kathy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And then who was next?
Kara Vaughn.
Now keep in mind, they do have to qualify. They got to be over 21, live in the local area, and be employed. All of them fit that criteria, right?
Yes.
Okay. Who is next?
Andrew.
Okay.
And Tina Wolf.
Any other neighbors that would want the child safety kits, or anybody else in your area?
That's it that I can think of right now.
Okay. Now they will need their mailing address to get that out to them. Your Art and Kathy?
124 Blake Avenue.
Okay. That's Albuquerque, I thought you said.
Yes.
And Kara?
11 Paseo de Copa.
She's close by, huh?
Yes.
And I assume that's the same address and zip code?
Yeah.
Ellen?
She's on the same property, so 13.
Okay. Same address or same zip code and city?
Yeah.
And then Tina?
She's at 2791 Northern Way.
Okay. Now, do you text?
I do.
Okay. What I'm going to do is send you a quick text with one to send to them. That way you can go ahead and forward that to the text to everyone that you're extending the benefits to, and when that we will give them a heads up that I'm going to be calling them. Okay.
Okay.
Now since your brother, or I mean since Kara lives in the area right here, let's go ahead and give her a call and just let her know I'm going to be here for the next couple of days, and see when that's a good time for her. Okay.
Okay.
So if you don't mind giving her a call.
Hey, sister, it's Jen. How's it going? Good. Well, I'm actually just sitting here going over some insurance information with my insurance agent, and he would like to stop by and share some information with you. Yeah? Okay. Well, hang on one second. Let me let you talk to him. Okay.
Hi, Miss Kara. Hi, this is Drew with American Income. We do many of the permanent benefits for the unions, like the firefighters, police officers, and veterans. I'm sitting here with your sister Jen, and she received for you to arrange a no-cost accidental policy and a benefits package. My job is to deliver it or to get it delivered to you. I just wanted to check with you guys. I wanted to confirm the address. She said 11 Paseo, right? Okay, well, it's very important. I'm going to be in the area tomorrow between 2 and 4, and it sounds like on your schedules you guys are going to be around in the afternoon. Is that correct? Okay. What I'll do is I'll be then there at 2 o'clock. Does that work best for you and your husband? All right, perfect. Well, we'll see you then tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, bye-bye. Now, Jen, John, did you find out exactly what your brother did for you?
Not really.
Okay. Well, as they mentioned in the letter, there is a program that they set up for members. In fact, the Labor Advisory Board, which is here, this is a list of the 54 international labor groups and associations that make up the Labor Advisory Board. They're very important because what they do is help and advise and make recommendations on where the gaps are in benefits and what they recommend that you need. So they've asked us to read the letter to each of the members, and since Mark sponsored, I'm going to read it to you, okay? It says, Dear UMWA District 22 member, the insurance programs being offered to you today are made available on a voluntary basis through the cooperation of UMWA and American Income Life Insurance Company. It's a 100% union label company with a long-standing history of serving unions and their members. AIL's supplemental benefits are not in competition with any group benefit through the workplace or the employer and complement any insurance policies that you may already have. If you choose to take advantage of any insurance programs offered through AIL, your benefit program is permanent and portable throughout your lifetime. AIL's supplemental benefits include automatic built-in features to help union members during hard times, such as strike and layoff labor or premium benefits. American Income Life provides insurance services to millions of policyholders throughout the United States, Canada, and New Zealand, and has over 50.4 billion of life insurance in force. If you qualify, your coverage lasts a lifetime and is under your independent control. Once the program has been explained to you, we're sure that you'll agree with many participating members how valuable this program can be in a time of need. There are several benefits available, so please take a few minutes to listen to the AL representative who is visiting you. If they can help you with your needs in this area, please take advantage today. We'd like your feedback, so please take a minute to complete the report card. This information helps us serve you more effectively. In solidarity, Mike Diop has, and he's the International Vice President, okay?
Okay.
So you see the reason that we were chosen to do the program for the unions, because they realize that typically 31 days after you leave your job, quit or get laid off, you can lose your income benefits or they greatly reduce.
Yeah.
Now these are permanent and portable insurance benefits, so if you qualify, you keep them for the rest of your life. Isn't that nice?
Very.
Okay. So in fact, they don't just work with police, firefighters, teachers, and over 40,000 groups that are A+ rated, but they also have over 5 million members enrolled. So they must be doing something right.
It sounds like it.
Now, because your brother Mark extended these benefits to you, doesn't mean you automatically are allowed to qualify or to enroll. You do have to qualify. So if you're too high risk, they can't let you in. Okay. I'm going to ask you a couple questions just to make sure. Have you ever had any arrests, including DUI?
No.
Have either of you used tobacco products in the last 12 months?
No.
You take any prescription medications?
No.
Have you ever had any health issues in your lifetime? Any family history of cancer, diabetes, or heart disease?
No, just old age.
Okay. So based on what you've told me, I'm not sure if you qualify, but it's still going to let me show you the program. So you do have a chance. So it'll let me explain the benefits to you. Now, the needs analysis is based on your income, the family situation, the benefits, and that you already have, right? So they had me ask you a couple of questions, see what you might qualify for. Now, did your brother fill you in on the hour power?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't. The hour power is a very old principle that says members should take the first hour of their weekly wage and set it aside to protect themselves and their family members in their future. So 1 hour of your wage is roughly 1/40th of your income, right?
Yeah.
And that's not going to change your lifestyle any, is it?
I hope not.
Of course not. Any financial planner is going to tell you you need to set aside 10 to 15% of your income. Your program is based on 1 hour, which is 2.5%. So all of our members can afford it, right?
Okay.
Now that you provided that you can qualify, you can only set aside between $20 and $100 per week. Every member has different situations, different hourly wages. What I'm obligated to show you is what setting aside 1 hour combined will do and what kind of protection that's going to provide for you and your family. When I'm done, I would like to, again, for me to have you fill out that your opinion on the report card, which goes directly back to the union. Does that sound fair? Okay. Now, how much do you make an hour?
Just about $20.
And you, sir? Just around 20 also? Okay. So again, what I'm going to do is setting aside $20 a week will do for you, 1 hour for you, 1 hour for you, sir. What setting that aside I'll do for the family, okay? Just like any other enrollment period, to qualify, there's forms that need to be filled out in person while I'm here. So that's not something that we can do later over the phone. So just be sure to shout me if you have any questions, okay? They're concerned about 3 major areas: accidental injuries, your final expenses, and also your paycheck protection. Now, first they're concerned with is when you're injured in any type of accident. Have either of you ever thought about what you do when you get injured in an accident?
Not really, no.
Okay, so the Labor Advisory Board and American Income have given it a lot of thought. Their concern isn't that your medical bills that won't be taken care of. Most of you, or almost everyone we talk to, has health insurance to take care of that. Yeah. Okay. So between workers' comp and a lot of people have disability as well. What they are concerned about is lost wages and other expenses that starting adding up. So, Jen, when you end up in the hospital, even though your medical bills are taken care of, no one's going to pay for you to be there, right? I know, wouldn't that be nice? So, um, and God forbid something happens to you, John, um, you know, same thing, right? So when you get that phone call, you're not going to want to be choosing to be at work or by each other's side.
Right.
Is that right? Is that right, sir? Okay. And then God forbid something happens to the children. Neither one of you are going to work, right?
That's right.
So, Jen, when you or John or any of your kids get hurt and go to the emergency room, they're going to send you up to $150 just for going to get looked at. Okay. So, that's for any kind of accident, whether you scrape your knee, need stitches, on or off the job. So the money comes to you here at home. The only exception to that is when you have to stay overnight in the hospital. They're going to send you $300 a day for up to a full year.
Oh, wow.
That's 365 days. Okay. And again, that's $2,100, $2,100 per week. That's going to be coming in if you had to be hospitalized. Now, when that money comes in, is that going to help you and the family?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course it will. Now, the only exception is when you stay in intensive care, they're going to give you $600 a day for up to 2 weeks. The reason for the, let's see, for $4,200 a week. And the reason for that is because when you're in intensive care, it's a life or death situation. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right. So again, in that case, because it's only 2 weeks, if ICU lasts, if it takes longer than that, it reverts to the 300 a day for the remainder of the 365 days. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now the other thing they're concerned about is final expenses. Now, Jen, who's going to be responsible for taking care of your final expenses? If something happens to you. You better be, right, sir? Have either of one of you had to plan a funeral?
No, we've been lucky.
Okay. The reason I ask is it's a very serious problem. The concern is not the fact that you're going to die, because you will, right?
Yeah.
When we die, somebody in our family has to face a funeral director immediately, in most cases. Funeral directors these days require all or the bulk of money up front on the spot before they start doing anything. Or at least they want to know where the money's coming from. Do you realize that?
I didn't realize that, but it makes sense.
Okay. So what they've done is they set up what's called a freedom of choice certificate. This takes care of all of your final expenses. Now, if you qualify, each will receive your own certificate that looks just like this. Okay. And we call it the freedom of choice because it's good at any funeral home. The way that it works is that when you go to the funeral home and you face the funeral director, he's going to look at you and he said, "I'm really sorry for your loss. John's funeral is going to cost $15,000. How do you want to take care of that day?" So at that point, you say, it's okay. Jen has the freedom of the choice. Everything's taken care of from there because you have this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So in your case, Jen, they set aside $15,000 for you. And sir, they set aside $15,000 for you. So they've also set aside $10,000 each for the kiddos. That particular benefit can be converted to $50,000 at age 21, regardless of their health or status at that point. Isn't that great?
That is great.
Okay. The only exception is that when you die before age 65, it's typically going to be in some kind of accident, right?
Yeah.
So when something happens to you in any kind of accident, not only will they immediately take care of all your final expenses, but they're going to send your family an additional $75,000 to help out during that time. And we die in an accident. What kind of accident will probably be?
In New Mexico? Oh, wait, car accident.
going to send an additional $150,000, and plus your final expenses. Now, when you're traveling on a common carrier or a bus, train, plane, a bike, even Uber nowadays, anything that you pay to ride on, they're going to send you an additional $300,000 to the family. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. And for each of the children, they're covered for 20% of the same amount in any type of in those same accidents. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the third problem they're concerned about is your paycheck. Now, John, you're on the way home from work. You get killed in a car accident. You pass away from a stroke or a heart attack. Is your paycheck going to keep coming to support Miss Jen here? No. It's gone, just like that, right? So, of course, the paycheck vanishes. By taking care of the family, putting food on the table, paying bills, all those things pretty much are going to stay the same whether you're there or not, right? Right, sir? So, Jen, the bills are going to keep coming month and month after John's gone, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, if you do have life insurance right now, which you said you don't, they recommend that it's 10 times your annual income. So the MWA realizes that all their members usually have life insurance, but in a typical situation when they do, when you die, your family immediately starts dipping into those lump sums. First reimbursement of burial expenses, and then because your paychecks have stopped coming in, you have to keep dipping into your savings to pay bills and put food on the table.
Yeah.
So then in a year or two, what happens to the money, right? It's gone. So here's your paycheck protection or readjustment income. So what they're going to do in your case, Mr. John, when you die, they're going to start sending Jen $3,400 every single month. And then, Jen, do you think that would give you, or at least for up to a year, at a minimum? Now, for up to 3 years. So when that money comes in, is that going to give you time to adjust? So, Mary, you'll be in a position that does happen, that you can take the money and get it invested for your future, your children's education, retirement, college, things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, and John, when that happens, you're going to receive $1,000 for a minimum of 1 year. Now, this does build what we call an emergency fund. What this does is if anything gets tight financially, there's going to be make sure that there's money there to help take care of your program if there were anything to happen. Okay, that way you can't ever lose any of your benefits. Now there's also paid up benefits. Basically, what that means is that when you retire, you can stop contributing to the program so that you don't lose it. So you can take reduced paid up final expenses and then also keep your benefits for the rest of your life. Okay. You ever thought about what would happen if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness?
No.
Okay. Well, they put a lot of thought into it. In fact, they realize that you're going to need a lot of cash, right?
Okay. So
when you're diagnosed with a terminal illness and not expected to live more than 12 months, they're going to send you half the final expenses and the paycheck protection. The other half's going to come to your family when you're gone. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. There's a strike and layoff waiver clause so that you cannot lose your program, right? So, in fact, as long as if the union goes on strike, they can take care of your insurance benefits for up to a year and you never have to pay it back. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So even if you can't, sorry, John, take care of your benefits not only for a week, which is the $20, but they'll also take care of the whole month, which is $80. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay.
So I've set aside I've shown you what setting aside 1 hour will do for your family, an hour from you and an hour from you, sir. Your freedom of choice certificate covers you, Mary, and the children, Jen, in any cause of death. Okay. So let's just review real quick. We've got your accidental benefits. You've got your final expenses with your freedom of choice. You have your paycheck protection. You also have your protections here that are going to make sure that you never lose your program, okay?
Okay.
Now, my job, basically, is to give you an opportunity to get enrolled in what you would qualify for. The best thing that they do is they set it up like a payroll deduction. So they do it once a month through your own checking account. That way, if you ever change jobs, move, retired, laid off, quit, you're in complete control of your program and nobody can ever take it away from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, we're all going to die, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have a choice. Either we deal with this now or someone in your immediate family is going to have to deal with this when something happens, right? Now, you will have to answer some medical questions to see if you even qualify, but probably the most important question I need to ask to both of you, say in a bad car wreck, there's just a little over $180,000 that's going to be paid to your family. Where do you want that money to go?
Kara, my sister.
Kara, you sure you agree? Yeah? He says I don't have a check. Now, does it make a difference which program you qualify for? Most families try to qualify for their 1 hour combined, which of course is what they recommend, which is what I went over with you. Some families, if they can do more, they get really excited. They set aside more for their family and double their program, which in your case would be $80 a week. Sometimes they choose a more basic program just so they can get started and know they can upgrade down the road provided they still qualify. So which way did you want to go? And while you're thinking about the options that make the most sense, I'm going to go ahead and ask you the medical questions just to make sure you qualify.
Okay.